Imagine crouching in the relentless, suffocating heat of the tall yellow grass, perfectly motionless. A massive feline predator circles just beyond your visual horizon, actively hunting for an easy meal. Making a single vocal sound means instant doom. How exactly do you coordinate a complex, life-saving maneuver with your companions when whispering guarantees a gruesome death? The blistering savanna wind dies instantly, leaving a paralyzing stillness. Surviving requires an immediate, silent consensus. Watching this scene unfold, you might expect sheer panic. Instead, you witness a masterclass in unspoken geometry. The lead hunter slowly shifts his weight entirely to his back heel, locking his knee. He lowers his center of gravity and turns his shoulders precisely 30 degrees left. For the hunters behind him, this is an absolute directional vector. They follow the invisible line extending from his collarbone straight into the dense, thorny brush. He flattens his right palm against his thigh, demanding paralyzing stillness. They are locked in a rapid-fire conversation, without a single syllable spoken, coordinating a lethal defense entirely through calculated limb alignment. Forget the deeply insulting stereotype of mindless brutes grunting in caves. That specific brand of profound stupidity gets a person promptly digested before the midday heat even sets in. These ancient wanderers are strategic masterminds forced into an endless, high-stakes game of chess against a merciless landscape actively trying to murder them. To survive the sheer absurdity of prehistoric daily life, they rely on hyperspecific physical cues. Their dialogue is written exclusively in the dirt and spoken entirely through tension and movement. Halt. Moving through the unforgiving underbrush, the party operates within an unspoken grid of mutual awareness. Observing them navigate this treacherous terrain, you quickly realize they do not possess the luxury of pausing to loudly debate flanking maneuvers. A broken stem, leaking pale sap, or the sudden absence of insect noise are entire encyclopedias of critical information. Every member processes these signs simultaneously. When the scout drops his right knee and flares his elbows outward, the formation interprets his body shape as a command to split into a pincer movement. A deliberate tilt of the chin assigns tracking duties. Two sharp taps of an index finger against a spear shaft indicate multiple targets ahead. They communicate tactical volumes through weight distribution and intense, focused gaze. This rigorous physical vocabulary extends far beyond the hunt. Scattered across ancient campsites lie countless stone tools. Hand axes, chipped from stubborn flint with flawless symmetry, prove profound generational knowledge. Crafting these masterpieces requires exact striking angles and an artisan-esque calculating touch to anticipate rock fractures 3 strikes ahead. You might wonder how this complex engineering transmits without instructional sentences. Knowledge flows purely through intense kinesthetic transmission. A novice sits between the legs of a master, locked in a trance of hyper-observation. The master grips the apprentice's hands, physically locking the wrists into the exact 45-degree angle required to fracture flint. Pressing his chest against the student's back, he forces the younger torso to swing forward as a rigid pendulum. The percussive shockwave resonates up the flint directly into their bones. The feedback is immediate and violently tactile. The environment punishes failure with sharp pain, guiding success through forced physical alignment. They absorb skill through their skin, inheriting survival technology through direct muscle memory manipulation. Out on the open plains, this physical attunement transforms a group of individuals into a unified apex predator. They monitor involuntary physical responses. The sudden tensing of a calf muscle signals an immediate need to sprint. When a heavily horned beast is cornered against a rocky outcrop, shouting invites absolute disaster. The hunters form a tight crescent, locking eyes with each other's chests to synchronize breathing. They inhale exactly when the man next to them inhales, locking diaphragms the moment his chest stops moving. Their heartbeats align into a single drumming rhythm. The leader relies on microscopic facial shifts. A tightened jaw means the beast is preparing to charge. He closes his eyes for a fraction of a second. The exact moment his eyelids snap open, 3 spears launch simultaneously. The kill is a deadly choreography executed by minds operating perfectly in tandem. Later, as darkness completely swallows the landscape, they huddle around the crackling fire. Here, the communication system shifts to profound emotional resonance. The flames illuminate faces carrying the sheer stress of the day. A traumatized hunter sits shivering in the dirt. The elder does not offer soothing sounds. He presses his forehead directly against the younger hunter's collarbone, breathing in a slow, exaggerated rhythm, physically forcing the panicked heartbeat to match his own steady pulse. The quiet grief of a lost companion or the collective triumph of a hunt are shared through this heavy, silent contact. A dirt-stained hand gripping a shoulder conveys a depth of reassurance 1,000 empty spoken words could never capture. They exist in a pure state of continuous empathy. Eventually, the relentless march of time will bring the dawn of spoken language. The first formalized words will shatter this perfect dominion, swinging wide the gates to complex abstract thought. The cost of this immense leap forward is quietly devastating. The pristine connection of the silent world will fracture. That flawless, unspoken empathy where a single breath and a locked wrist held the entire weight of survival will slowly fade into myth. The exact moment formal words are born, the profound, unifying intimacy of true silence will be lost forever.